What kind of compensation are retired disabled firefighters entitled to? To find out, you have to read Borelli versus City of Yonkers. It's only 25 pages. Don't have time for that? I got you covered. This is the TLDR, Too Long Didn't Read, Court of Appeals episode on Borelli versus City of Yonkers. It can be found at 2022 New York Slip Opinion 07094, published on December 15th, 2022. This is going to be a complicated case. The job here, my job, is to try to summarize these Court of Appeals cases in 5 minutes or less. This is going to be hard because there's a majority holding with 4 judges and a dissent with 2 judges. And I'm going to try and explain what's going on here. The issue here is, what does regular salary and wages mean for the purposes of General Municipal Law 207A? That statute is designed to compensate retired disabled firefighters to the extent that there's a difference between what they'd be making as an active firefighter from what they're making from disability payments. That shortfall is made up in General Municipal Law 207A. But they're supposed to be receiving regular salary or wages. So what does that amount include? At issue here is whether it includes 3 things that were called special pay by the City of Yonkers that they paid from 1995 until about 2016. Then they decided they wanted to stop paying it. And the disabled retirees challenged that and said, you can't stop that. That's part of our regular salary or wages. The 3 things are holiday pay, check-in pay, and night differential. Holiday pay was they got 12 days. Active firefighters get 12 days a year of holiday pay. Check-in pay is firefighters are required to check in 12 minutes before the tour of duty starts to get their instructions and check their equipment and do miscellaneous duties. And the night differential is if you work between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. regularly and actually work those hours, you get a night differential pay. The retirees were getting this from 95 till about 2016, and then the City of Yonkers decided to stop paying that, and the retirees challenged this. It went to the Appellate Division and then the Court of Appeals, and this is where the dispute comes down. The majority opinion, written by Judge Wilson, says that regular salary and wages is not just base pay. They think about, and the majority holding says, that statute, General Municipal Law 207, was designed to protect disabled retired firemen and firefighters, to allow them to get the same compensation they would have gotten if they had been still active firefighters, if not for the injury. So their consideration of what the primary intent is to keep parity between the disabled firefighters and the active firefighters. And they say, well, what is required of an active firefighter? Whatever they get, these retirees should get. They go through the analysis and they say holiday pay, every firefighter gets that under the collective bargaining agreement, then that's part of the regular salary and wages. Check-in pay, also, everyone gets it, so they get it too. But with respect to the night differential, the collective bargaining agreement does not give that to every single firefighter. There are specific conditions. It has to be someone who regularly works that night shift between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. and actually work the night shift to be able to receive the night differential. Because there's no proof that the retired disabled firefighter would have actually been entitled to that, because not every single firefighter is entitled to that, that's not part of regular salary and wages. But the 2 other parts of special pay are holiday pay and check-in pay. But there's a dissent, and it's a strong dissent. And this is one of the cases I would actually recommend you read, because it's a very powerful dissent and very persuasive dissent and majority opinion. The dissent says the primary concern of the statute was to alleviate the financial burden on municipalities. They say instead of the primary concern being to protect the retired disabled firefighters and keep them in parity with the active firefighters, the dissent emphasizes that the legislative intent of that statute is to keep the burden down on the municipalities so that they can use their money to help fund active firefighters. With that in mind, the dissent says, no. Base pay is what salary and wages is. Base pay only, not holiday, not night differential, not check-in pay. It's the base pay part of the collective bargaining agreement that controls. And this is one where there's a big dispute. This is an active area of the law. It's going to wind up coming back. But once again, the majority says that it's whatever a normal regular duty would be of all firefighters is what the retired disabled firefighters are entitled to receive. If you like what you just saw and want to see more just like it, please hit like or subscribe to let me know.